let's blow some steam. Let's get on to some transfer stories. Jadon Sancho to United. 2 years in the making. In 24 hours, Rafa Varane is also being linked. First of all, I have a problem with I'm a United fan, right? But I have a problem with Rafa Varane being linked to United in 2021. And this is the same mistake I feel United are going to make again. When you're being linked with a player for so long, and they decide to move to you at the lowest of their powers, it only tells you one thing. It is convenience for them, which means they're not up for a challenge. But you are signing him because you are up for a challenge. You're up for the challenge of City, what Liverpool would bring next season, what Chelsea have shown that they would bring next season. The same problem United had when they signed, Di Maria. Chased Di Maria for years. I think Ferguson tried to sign him for Benfica. Chased him for years. And he eventually, you know what? I'm going to come. If somebody keeps, if you are pursuing a babe, and you chase her for a long time, and the baby eventually says, one day, when she has done her options, she now says,
I beg, make I talk yes.
Make I talk yes.
Make you don't go drink.
You're in trouble as a guy. You know you're in trouble.
When did they pity?
When they pity
they date you.
They pity the date you.
Make you don't go drink soap.
You understand? Make you don't go die. You understand? You know you're in trouble. And I think that
only you go on that relationship. Last.
I think Jadon Sancho's deal. No wahala. You get. I don't.
Longest transfer deal ever.
I doubted Sancho's abilities in the beginning. What kind of player? Because I've seen so many players that are good. I want to see more than pace. A lot of players run.
Yeah.
A lot of players run. A lot of players
but particularly if you're British.
You're British. You can run.
Daniel
James, he can run. But over the last 1 year thereabouts, the guy's numbers consistent. Consistent. He creates, he scores.
Yeah, actually,
takes on people. Takes on people. So the only reason I'm giving him a chance, and who am I, anyways? But
I think it's a fantastic signing.
Bruno's numbers were consistent for 2-3 years consecutively, and I think that if you're posting up incredible, insane numbers, what the worst that can happen is that it reduces. So if you're doing 30 assists a season and 20 goals, which is at the moment Sancho is doing something like 17 goals and
15
assists.
If he comes to United and does
worst case scenario
15 assists, 10
goals,
it would be
that's not bad.
That's
so I'm like, you know what? Let's sign this guy.
Let's see.
So I'm happy that Dortmund have announced the deal, £75 million. I don't talk about money these days anymore because I think that money.
If you want the player,
the market
please.
is market. You understand? If you're United, you have to pay the price for being called
United.
Manchester United.
Yeah, exactly.
Amazing transfer, in my opinion. I just have a problem with Rafa Varane. I think that's another. Is Varane really, as far as names go, Varane, Lindelof, upgrade. I agree. But in terms of what we have seen in the last 2 years,
he's seen better
most
days.
of the Euros. He's seen better days.
Yeah,
He's seen better days. I was having this conversation with my brother who's a Man United fan, and I saw Varane at the Euros.
It was a brother's birthday. Shout out to him.
I wasn't convinced. And I've seen him at Real Madrid this season. And the one thing why we say players are better than other players is, no one says defenders don't make mistakes. As a defender, you're going to make mistakes. But you want to get to a point in your career where you're cutting out on characteristic mistakes. And I think Varane is slipping into that mood where he's making a lot of errors. I'm seeing him, and I see Varane partnering Kimpembe, and I'm thinking Varane should be the leader.
He should be the one telling
He should be the one telling. But Kimpembe is standing out, and you're making errors. And I don't know why United have gone for this, but clearly, as a player who fits the Premier League, he's got real pace about him. With all that mistake, he's someone who's quick off the ground, is physically very strong, but I'm not quite sure his head is in the right place at the moment. I think he's not what he used to be 2-3 years ago.
Well, okay.
But let's give him a chance.
Well,
I think we can give him a chance.
For me, I think I've seen, being a Barca fan, watching, this La Liga games. No, I just want to make a point. The issue I always have with defenders.
You can't recognize a good defender, that's for sure.
The issue I always have with the issue. Wait.
You can't recognize a good defender.
You get a good defender.
Relax now. You're a Barcelona fan. You wouldn't know a good defender if you saw one.
Wait, first. Let me make my point. The issue I always have with defenders is that when you have partnered a particular player for too long, it becomes a problem when one of you isn't playing. That's the truth.
So you're talking Ramos.
Ramos Varane partnership has been fantastic over the years. immediately Ramos
Who was
started having...
Pepe's?
No, wait first. Immediately Ramos started having, injuries here and there, hamstring and all. You know, it was obvious that there was no sort of leadership in that defense. And I still feel that if Varane comes to realization that I need like flexibility in pairing with any other defender, I think it's going to be fantastic. Personally, like you said, he's a defender that is spacey. He's a defender that knows how to score, goals.
Varane score goal.
Yes, he scores from here. He's the only thing.
They can't call him a scoring defender now.
The only thing he lacks easily.
He doesn't score a lot.
Easily is concentration.
Yeah, I was going to go there.
Which is the problem Lindelof has.
Yes.
So
if
if you're United and you're trying to sign a player that's an upgrade, what's the problem United defenders have across board?
Concentration.
You lose concentration.
So
there's no leadership at the back.
Exactly.
So you should be very particular about those two things.
So
one,
but you'll be fantastic.
We're not going to sign another Eric Bailly who can switch off. Or Lindelof is, when you watch him,
his work
you can think he's a good defender, but key moments and games are decided in key moments.
Yeah. So for me, I just feel like if you've gone and with the Maguire transfer, obviously the Maguire transfer was the attempt was to get someone that's dominant, someone that controls everything, stability at the back, leadership at the back, and I don't think that has worked out in terms of Maguire's personality. He's one of the defenders that can switch off as well. So I would expect that if you're trying to bring in another high-profile centre-back, it will be to fix that problem. Because I think if you want to win the Premier League,
bigger.
If you want to win the Premier League, look, Virgil van Dijk, it doesn't matter who he plays with.
Oh.
He's a defender.
Yeah, exactly.
He's a defender.
Yep.
John Terry played with Ricardo Carvalho for so long.
Then
the moment Carvalho left, KU, fantastic defender, he remained. Right? So it's about who you are. And that's why I don't agree with the Varane thing.
You think I'm a bad host?
I think,
regardless of the set I'm on. I'm a fantastic host.
See, that's what I'm saying. That Varane has never been.
Bring anybody here.
See, that's the point. Varane.
This guy is an incredible.
Varane has never been in any leadership position.
Have you seen Ruben Diaz? And I don't think Ruben Diaz is on the level of them. Terry, Van Dijk, and all that. I thought he had a fantastic season last season. Doesn't matter who he was playing with.
Yeah.
It's about himself as a player. There were so many times he would leave his role to save someone else's.
He played so well last season that John Stones had to play so well around him.
Exactly.
And people started recognizing, come on, John Stones.
That's
is
the kind of
good.
effect you need with transfers
you
like
have a leader, you have a guy in that defense who's switched on 100% all the time.
Yeah.
And when he's switched on, he's telling you, see what is happening.
Yeah.
Varane is not that guy.
That's what I'm saying.
Varane needs to be told. You get? He's a back tire guy. He needs to be given.
That's why we're United.
I'm a bit worried about.
Exactly why I said that. His partnership with Ramos is the major problem.
So you see why I say you can't recognize the
I
defensive
would take
problem.
Ramos in a heartbeat.
No, for sure.
Obviously.
With
the United situation,
Ramos is a leader. That's the thing. Ramos to shout on Maguire. Hey bro, what's up?
We're saying that if you still don't have leadership in your defense,
Ramos will be like,
then what are you doing with Rafael Varane?
Ramos will be like,
for life.
Slab what's the problem there?
We need
Go solve it, bro.
we need to leave this. Lionel Messi is a free player at the moment. Cheers to that. Football is amazing. I think it's still time for Barca. That's why. That's why
Villarreal and Eibar interested.
interested. Eibar interested as well.
Messi no get job.
So that's that.